How to start a game. During the opening moves of a game, both players mobilize their forces for the coming battle. To do this successfully and to ensure harmonious development, one must follow the three main principles of play in the opening. These are: 1. Strive to gain control of the center. 2. Mobilize your pieces as quickly as possible. 3. Deploy your pawns efficiently. Let us examine these principles separately. The center. The center of the chessboard is important because, as already stated, a piece standing there controls the maximum number of squares that it can enact effectively in all directions. On the contrary, the farther a piece is from the center, the weaker it becomes. When standing in the center of the board, the queen can keep under attack 27 squares as compared to 21 squares when it stands in a corner. The bishop, correspondingly, 13 and 7, the knight 8 and 2. Also, a piece can be easier and faster transferred from the center to any flank. The center is a sort of a commanding height dominating the chessboard. The side that holds the center has a decisive advantage. The position in this diagram is from the Sokolsky-Koblenz game, Kiev, 1944. White dominates the center. After
Queen f5.
Transferring the queen to the kingside, black resigned. Indeed, in the case of it is bad to play.
Rook f8. Queen h7. g5. Knight e4.
And if, for instance,
Queen c8.
then after
Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Knight d6. Check. C takes d6. E takes d6.
there arises a hopeless situation for black.
Short castle.
There follows
Bishop takes h6.
the sacrifice cannot be accepted.
G takes h6.
At the same time,
Queen g6. Check.
threatens, black cannot capture the queen because his f7 pawn is pinned.
Bishop e4.
And mate is inevitable. There is no salvation in
Rook e8. Queen h7. Check. King f8. Queen h8. Mate.
occupying the center with one's pawns. In other words, the creation of a pawn center is of special importance. The two sides fight for command of the center by attacking the central squares with their pieces and pawns. The latter play a great role in this struggle. Indeed, any square attacked by a pawn is closed to all the opposing pieces. The most effective way to attack the central squares is with one's pawns. No wonder white's most common opening moves are 1, d4 or 1, e4, to which black replies with 1, d5 or 1, e5. The following game convincingly illustrates power of the pawn center.
e4. e5. Knight c3. Bishop c4.
Is also possible, but the text move is more powerful. White attacks the opponent's stronghold in the center, the black e5 pawn.
Knight f3.
Also good is
Knight f6.
counter-attacking the white k pawn. As well as
d6.
but
Bishop d6.
is a gross mistake. This move, like Gauge d3 in analogous cases on the part of white, hampers the mobilization of the black queenside.
Knight C6.
The best defense.
Bishop C4. Bishop C5.
This opening can be met in books by Italian authors of the 16th and 17th centuries. Hence its Italian title is Gioco piano, i.e., quiet game.
C3.
White prepares the move d2-d4 in order to seize the center with the q and k pawns.
Knight F6. D4. E takes D4. C takes D4.
A serious mistake. The correct move is
Bishop B4. Check.
not giving white enough time to make use of the center. For instance,
Bishop D2. Bishop takes D2. Check. Knight B takes D2. D5.
is a standard method of fighting the pawn center, its destruction with the aid of a pawn.
E takes D5. Knight takes D5.
And instead of the powerful pawn duet on d4 and e4, white has merely the isolated d4 pawn. That is, a pawn without any pawns of the same color on the adjacent files. As a result, it cannot be protected by another pawn.
Bishop B6. D5.
It is bad to play.
Knight A5. Bishop D3.
With the thread 9, b4 winning the knight.
Knight E7. E5. Knight E4.
Black threatens with 9, Kuda Pukul f2, simultaneously attacking the white queen and rook.
D6.
This powerful move paralyzes the black queenside.
C takes D6. E takes D6. Knight takes F2. Queen B3. Knight takes H1.
The white d6 pawn cramps black to such extent that even an extra rook is of no value.
Bishop takes F7. Check. King F8. Bishop G5.
Black resigned. There is no defense against 14. Gajah Pukul e7, winning the queen and obtaining an annihilating attack. This game shows that the pawn center is especially strong when it is mobile. It was swift advance of the central pawns that settled the outcome in white's favor. To prevent the formation of a mobile pawn center by the opponent, each player strives first of all to ensure oneself a stable deployment of pawns in the center. Then she continues to strengthen it, missing no chance of weakening and capturing the opponent's central pawns.